Avery, you have been calling for it every single time Adusa is picked up and there's an offlane position available. You have been yelling anti-mage. Now, I can't tell if you were actually memeing or if it was a serious suggestion / prediction, but it finally came true.
Anti-mage.
Anti-mage.
That's what he says. I think it's good. The irony here is you're doing the offlane AM versus the OG offlane AM player. In jabs.
Yeah, that's true.
If there's one player in the scene who genuinely likes playing these weird carries in the offlane, it's jabs. But now he is the one who's been relegated to the melee stun offlaner, normal hero.
Oh, he cannot be happy about that.
And XXS gets to play the dream, every offlaner's dream.
Now, XXS has played this a few times before. There was a streak of time where AM offlane was popular, and back when he was on Aster, they adopted that hero. They played it 3 different times, always against Dusa or Morphling.
Yeah, the Morphling one I don't know as much about, but the Deuce one, pretty straightforward. If you have anywhere near an okay laning phase and you get in a position where you can destroy this hero, you're going to be really happy. And he also has pretty good matchups. The AM Razor matchup's not that good for Razor. Bat, single target ult, you're trying to lock down. And Kunkka's control is okay, but it's nothing crazy. So I feel like it is just a decent anti-mage game, but you did sacrifice some draft integrity, right? I mean, you had Phoenix Mirana, you have one setup in the Primal, but you sacrificed getting another one. And it's safe lane anti-mage.
Yeah, they're going to swap lanes, trying to dodge the AM Dusa matchup, but Xtreme just follows them through the portal.
The issue with this dodge is now you have a Dusa in the off lane versus AM, which is significantly worse than Dusa in the safe lane versus the AM.
Yeah, but you still have TP. So
yeah,
they might swap it back again.
There's gates now. You can't dodge these matchups. It just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like you'd rather just be in the better lane for your hero. I don't know. This feels kind of worse to me. We'll see how it pans out. Maybe they get a little bit of a boost from being on the lane first, and you somehow get level 2, use that to your advantage. But I think XXS is going to be pretty chilling.
Who's not chilling is XM. Not going to be the most fun matchup in the world.
No.
Razor versus Primal Beast. Lornoff is just going to be walking the dog all the time.
Wonder if he does some lane pull shenanigans or just super early ganks. Primal's a hero that can get out of these situations. One of the better ones about it because his spells are very powerful. Ooh, look at that CM aura.
He's got the pay to win cosmetic too. You know about that? This version of Razor does a melee hit if he's close enough. So random things, most notably Mars arena walls, you can hit through.
Really?
Yeah. It's legitimately it's legitimately pay to win. The cosmetic actually is beneficial as opposed to most other cosmetics which are pay to lose.
You're telling me if I buy Orb of Venom on Razor and I walk up near somebody and I hit them, it counts as a melee hit for the Orb of Venom?
I would not be surprised if it works, yeah. I know it works for the Mars Arena one.
There is no way that is true. You're telling me Valve, when they made this Arcana, went in and specifically coded it, not so the animation looks like a melee hit, but that it's actually a melee hit. That's what you're telling me right now.
Yes, I guess. I don't know. I'm just telling you what's confirmed fact, which is you can hit through the Mars Arena wall because of this Arcana. If you are close enough to a unit, because it becomes a melee attack.
Okay, well, that is interesting.
Why do you doubt me so?
I don't doubt you. I doubt that is something Valve did when we still have the same courier bugs that have existed for 8 years. Not that I'm blaming anybody. I'm just, just throwing that out there.
I mean, bugs are hard to catch, you know.
That's true.
Can't do anything about it. XM's going to have to do some creep pulling shenanigans, just what you got to do as the Primal Beast in this matchup.
What I expected in this lane, but he'll get away with it, and he should be fine. Very even lanes across the board. But both these carries for XG are farming, so I guess you're happy with that. I mean, if you have 2 carries and 2 side lanes, both farming.
Shinkyu, not level 3 yet, just shy of it. You can actually see Ame was going for the creep, trying to help him out, get the experience needed to be able to leap away, but No luck there. Jabs and Q will claim first blood.
Now, the good thing about this setup for XG is Ame in the offlane means he will not run his courier above the tree line and instantly sacrifice 700 net worth at level 2.
That's right. It's impossible to feed it away in the offlane.
So they've got that going for him.
Shin-Q, I guess the upside of dying like this, he actually took the bottle with him. Got the refill for XM in a matchup where he desperately needs it. This matchup, though, is not quite going, like he's doing well in CS, but we aren't seeing the AM put the pressure on the Dusa just yet.
Hard to man up into the Maiden with the Phoenix here.
Oh, Jabs is dead. Pulls it back, but a long-range swipe from Ame still goes through.
That's big. This wave's pushing in as well. Hard lane for Jabs to come back to. Both these side laners with early Orb of Corrosion, they're just looking for the chase downs. And they're going to get him. Ame is pulling quite far ahead now.
Racer's also not the best rotating hero. So...
Dire's courier has been killed.
Not versus these cores.
No.
You need the stun.
Jabs comes in, Frostbite into Torrent, and now hits the X. So he's controlled long enough that they will kill XXS.
Really nice. Trying to swap these lanes up. It's Jabs who wants to get out of his lane before 23 does. We all thought this AM Medusa was going to put some pressure on, but it's actually the Lifestealer causing them big issues.
Yeah, what are they going to do, though? Because they're not actually, like... Dusa's not TPing top or not going through the portal or anything. I mean, Jabs is still hanging out down here.
The equilibrium is still too bad on this lane for anyone to want to go to it. So I guess you just chill down here. Maybe kill the AM again. Go jungle a bit. This is a dead lane for Aurora right now. Generally not a good sign.
Yeah, forfeiting a lane at 6 minutes in. I would agree with that.
And XM has still found his levels in this game. In fact, he is just straight ahead of the Razor in terms of net worth, which is damn good.
What the hell?
It's the strength of Primal, baby. He's ahead in CS too. I mean, it's hard to stop this hero farming. Really hard. Razor doesn't have the best control for that. I guess you could buy like a faster boots and maybe chase him off some wave pulls, sacrifice some CS for it, but it's pretty wonky. This hero has Onslaught at the ready. Very awkward laning phase for Aurora, but still doing fairly okay, I suppose. The big question is that good enough going into this AM pick?
Are you is he going to sneak it? All he's set up here. He spots DY. See if he can outclick him. Oh. I think he might have done it a little bit too early there. DY actually takes a lot of damage from the Ancients, and yeah, he's dead. He's hoping the Ancients will take the kill instead, but it'll be the Torrent. No, Frostbite cleans it up.
More action for Jabs. Doesn't have to go back to that Lifestealer lane, so he feels good about it.
What's XM doing here? Hanging out?
Doing a little pounding.
Grounded pound.
Another quiet early game here. I mean, not a lot of kill action for XG in this lineup. Maybe you walk someone down a lane, but it's pretty much only the Primal who's going to set up anything, get anything done, enable the supports. And again, he's been relegated to this weird lane where he's pulling and he is finding a decent amount of gold, but no early power runes to use. No real damage threat into this Razor.
Yeah, Aurora making double support rotations, try and secure 8-minute power rune. That leaves Jabs alone against 3. TP out, though. Well played. Good read.
Too good. Now the next level plays you X yourself there, so you go full heal and then come back.
I was thinking about that, but there's no way that would... You would just come back and die, surely.
Yeah, but then you bring the whole team and you bait them in.
Oh.
Truly the next level play.
We're going to see a lot more of these slower laning phases. If Dusa starts getting picked up more and Lifestealer continues to be picked.
Yeah, this is going to be a farm-heavy game. It's going to be a slow build into that mid. There's just too many carries in this game. Razor, Medusa, AM, Lifestealer. This is like a turbo match or something. You know, I don't know, maybe Aurora trying to get out of low priority or something. XXS got relegated. We're all just doing each other a favor here.
Aurora's just trying to pull everybody else into the C pub meta.
I'm serious. If you saw these 10 heroes like 4 or 5 years ago, you'd think it was either a misclick or somebody's griefing or somebody got high before the match and like misdrafted a hero. Makes for some high octane pace though, I'll give him that. That's for sure. I mean, it's gonna come down to, I guess, to which supports get activated first here. You do have some fast supports, particularly on Aurora. This Batrider, we've seen it be explosive the whole tournament. If you just farm fast blink, just start running around making lasso plays. What is XG really doing against it? Not much.
I think this is the worst for Primal Beast, surely. Like, that is an active hero that wants to go to side lanes and get kills, and there doesn't, so far, hasn't been an opportunity to do that. It's gone top once, ran into the Dusa, goes top again with the Invis rune, but lane's already pushed in and Jabs is backing away, so...
Yeah, his windows just haven't been hit by XM this game. I mean, granted, there wasn't anybody top for a long time either, so... That also makes it more difficult. I'm surprised Jin-Q went Earn in a game like this, honestly. Not just Midas or something.
Just because you can't get any charges?
Yeah.
Going for Jabs now. He prelays a torrent, but it doesn't actually land. XM sidesteps it, hits the pulverize onto Jabs, and they'll finish him off. On the side, Ollie hits a pretty nice freezing field with the Razor coming in as well. A lot of heroes are low here. The Axe pullback onto the Primal Beast means Lorinoff can take advantage of this. He just needs enough. He's just going to follow him. Plasma Field will finish him off in the end. Ame. You can maybe get some hits in on Q. Arrow lands. They'll get that kill.
The combination. The Ghoul, Frenzy, Orba, Corrosion into the arrow. Into the, off the map.
Yeah, who said he didn't have arrows set up?
Puppy talked about the Batrider counter. It was Ame with Ghoul Frenzy.
What do you think you still build as off-lane AM?
I mean, you can go the Diffu route. I think Vanguard's pretty dead. Would have been something a long time ago.
Yeah.
I've seen some Vlad's builds.
Can he get off Supernova? He tries to go for the dive first. And just ends up dying like that. Does manage to get the Infest before he's latched by the Frostbite as the Rage was running thin.
It's going to Hurricane somebody. Never mind. That would have been cool, though.
It would have.
And the Anti-Mage is here, so you need to run.
Run, Crystal Maiden. That's her greatest strength. Running.
Yes. A classic Crystal Maiden death. Right-clicked by a hero and her entire body shatters. I mean, Ame got fat off this laning stage, though. God damn, he's 7K net worth. I don't even know where. Can we see the gold income for Ame? The sources, whatever that graph is called.
Yeah, how much is from creeps, how much is from neutrals, that whole jazz?
Pull that up.
Radiance is going to be the build-up after the armlet, which is already complete. XXS is going to be going S and Y, it looks like. So no defusal. Oh, there it is. It's got 1,200 off of kills. Damn.
Yeah, so... Wait, but what is... Why is this a white font on yellow, man? I can't see this shit. So 400 off the lane and 1,200 off the kill, so yeah. Just the rotations, I guess. Everything else was pretty even.
Blink Dagger, Batrider, and Primal Beast. So both teams are probably going to look to make a play off of this, and we'll see who clashes where. While the carries continue to farm.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Aurora's probably loving this, man.
We say that, but honestly, they haven't won many of these games in this group stage too, so maybe they are enjoying it, but I don't know if it's been working out for them. And again, this game, are you happy farming Razor Medusa into AM Lifestealer? Maybe.
Yeah, the Razor counter against Lifestealer only goes for so long. XM gets the jump onto the Razor. They have the boat coming in, though. Can that protect Lornoff long enough? The Supernova, they're trying to finish it off. They do manage to get it, but the Razor dies for it. Stonegaze now out from 23 as he TPs in. They got the Frostbite onto Ame, and he's dead. A similar story to Lifestealers we've seen before, Avery. They do the Infest Bomb. He uses Rage to kill a hero, but then he has no way out of the team fight. Oh, XXS going for it here.
Surprise.
Down to half health. The Mana Void.
I am the carry.
Just yet. Now they jump onto him. Deuce is low. Hit that Mana Void, and it's a giant explosion, but XXS doesn't get it. A Primal Beast just runs him down instead.
Quick blink into X, into Haste Rune for the Maiden.
Onto him. Q trying to finish up XXS with magic damage. That is a bold attempt, and it will not work.
XXS too powerful. Reminds Aurora that maybe you took carry number 1. But we have carry number 2, and he went Sange first.
Instead of the Yasha.
What I would have expected. Does give him some extra tank ability. I don't think this was a bad game for the Vlad's build or like Diffu Manta type itemization. Sange and Yasha. I guess the status resist isn't terrible here, but
I kind of like it just because there's Lasso and X, so you're kind of in some ways guaranteed to get caught. As you said, the Vanguard build isn't a thing anymore, which I think would have been ideal, right?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Vlad's at some point would be nice, but they also want to itemize for the Razor, like 4 staffs, Lotuses at some point. Vessel for Jin Q, interesting. It doesn't strike me as a classic Vessel game. There's no big healing, but this item does just feel great on Mirana in almost any situation. Gives them extra single target damage, and he's pretty big, so I mean he's almost on par with Jabs, making his hero look very solid.
23 tries to hold the tower.
Oh, the infested anti-mage. You don't see that every day.
He jumps straight for 23, but the slows and the frostbite keep him at bay. Ollie's going to get run over here, no problem, but Jabs can get a return kill perhaps. X pull back into the boat with Lornoff coming in. Lornoff, though, has both the carries on him right now. Leashes onto the Lifestealer, so Ame has to back away, but that's enough space. It gets the Primal Beast out. The Razor not able to commit the way he wants to.
XXS wants to go back in here, knows there's no Stonegaze control. Have to be careful of giving this guy the big mana ults.
So they got to clear through the stack now. They lost their mid-tier 1 tower, so Xtreme could invade in the future. So as a group, they'll take this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is Blade Mail really necessary on Kunkka? Is there any reason we can't just go straight to the Ags?
You can, but Blade Mail is a pseudo farming item. It is pretty nice in those early fights. Nobody has BKBs yet. It means you can just run in frontline a lot more reliably. I think this build-up just feels a lot better. Also, there's something to be said about, okay, you rush some big item. It sounds cool on paper. You get this like first item Ags. So let's go fight team, and your Dusa has like Manta. You know, does this Dusa just want to run with you at the 18-minute Torrent Storm timing?
Sure.
Like, what are you going to do with it, right?
Yeah, it's a team fight item when your team isn't ready to fight, so you might as well get something that, as you said, helps you farm better.
Just because something is good in Dota doesn't make it right. There's your quote for the day.
With so much conviction. Also, you trying to do some sort of like Sun Tzu of Dota thing?
That's right.
Is this your new branding?
Inspirational quote every series.
Okay.
So the viewers at home can learn and improve. That's what Dota's all about, helping each other get better.
Can we take these lessons to life as well as Dota?
Yes, for $4.99 on Patreon, you can take them home with you. You can treasure them.
This'll come in handy.
Big courier snipe.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Jin Q in shambles right now. He is not used to being on the receiving end of the courier snipes.
That's true.
But now he knows what it feels like.
Remember his crazy Monkey King game? Level 2 at 12 minutes or something like that?
I still think that shit's a grief, but whatever. If he wins with it, you know. Oh, I got so I actually that. There's people doing that in pubs now.
Yeah.
I played a game. I don't know how many people at home know who High Shaggy is, but High Shaggy's been doing it.
He's the guy who put that guide on Reddit.
Yeah, he's the guy who put the post on Reddit. He did in one of my games. I almost removed him from my friends list. I was so mad.
But he wins with it.
No, he doesn't win with it. That's the point.
Maybe he didn't win that game with it.
You know, when Jin Q does it, it's like, oh, that looks really good. But maybe Jin Q is just good. And maybe he's winning despite what he's doing. You ever think of that?
Yeah.
There are elements of it that are good. But you need to know when to be doing the courier sniping, when to do a little bit of laning, when to not do the courier sniping.
Okay, so he did the SNY, and then he broke apart the SNY to make Heaven's Halberd. Now he's going to go back to Manta. This all seems very nice. Heaven's Halberd,
yeah.
Like the Sange is a nice replacement to the Vanguard for early tankiness. Then you have the Heaven's Halberd against the Razor.
And the Dusa.
And the Dusa.
It's good itemization in this game. It's less aggressive than I think a lot of other builds would have enabled him to maybe snowball the fights, but I guess there wasn't fighting this game, so there's not really the downside here.
Yeah. Not so much fighting and more so just kind of pickoffs randomly.
They actually have been smoking and looking for these fights, but they haven't gone that well for them, so... And they're trying to fight before 23 gets Butterfly. That's a big timing for Aurora in this game. He's very high level off these Ancients.
They're going to move over for the Wisdom Rune. They want to take this tower. Then we'll see if they go for Wisdom.
Aurora will smoke back.
Are they going to try and get the lasso onto Lifestealer and blow him up? It looks like they almost
got the Stone Freeze.
Yeah, hey, Stone Gaze controls up all these heroes. Ame is getting run down so easily. Supernova, that is way too close to the entire team. Aurora take that out instantly, and XM is trying to trample his way out of this team fight. 23 just needs one more shot, whips himself, a little flagellation to get him there. Doesn't get there in the end, but still, Aurora clean up 3 in that team fight.
Really nice execution. They got the Stone Gaze on the Lifestealer and the Phoenix diving in, which delayed that Supernova cast. They got the cancel on the Pulverize after the second hit, and then the X on the AM to finish it off. Really nice team fight from Jabs, and nice initiation off the failed smoke from XG. They get both carries.
I guess what Xtreme thought was going to happen there. With Ame very far forward, right? Like if he gets lassoed and pulled into Razor, if you don't have Infest, you're guaranteed dead, I think.
I feel like we've seen this from XG in a lot of the recent games. Just a casualness, for lack of a better word. I go back to the OG series yesterday.
Yeah.
Casualness around the pit, right? Ame in these upfront positions, like it seems like he can't die, but then, oh wait, somehow he dies, and it's just another bad fight, and the games are still close. XG are still leading this game, technically.
I mean, hey, at least they're not picking Gyrocopter anymore.
Well, yeah, that's probably off the menu. The thing is, even with those games, I don't think Gyro's like he's not a bad carry, but Gyro is maybe one of the more susceptible carries to that sort of casualness, throwing away your momentum, especially around those Aegises. That hero really suffers when you throw his advantage away.
Yeah.
Because he really needs to be ahead of the enemy, getting these Aegises, or having 2 other scaling cores picking up the damage slack. And XG lacked those in those games, and it just backfired very hard for them, and it felt impotent.
Oh, caught a mid-dive.
Another nice pickoff. So this is where I was saying the Batrider in this game, to me, is the most reliable source of catch initiation and forcing the team fight. There isn't really a clear answer to it on the map for XG. They have 3 cores that need to continue to find farm. They need to be split pushing these lanes, but there isn't any Manta illusion out there yet. The Lifestealer is showing kind of spooky for him on his own. The supports can't save you from a lasso, so the threat from Q here is pretty large.
So I wanted to look this up. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, Batrider just feels so good. Every single time we see it in these games, even if it loses, I feel like you're never sad. You have that Batrider.
Wait, can I guess the win rate? Is that what you're...
Yeah. Go for it.
64%.
No, that's a little high. It is one of the...
Let me guess again. 58%.
Okay, that's a little low.
Let me guess again.
Okay.
59%.
No.
Wait, let me guess again. 60%.
No.
I don't like this game anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the 5th most picked and banned hero, so very high contested.
Wait, let me one more time.
God damn it.
62%.
No!
How is that possible?
61%.
How did I skip the only one? That's
You're an
statistically
idiot, that's
impossible.
You had like you were right there. You're too high, too low. You just need to do the happy medium.
Wait, give me one more.
Screw yourself, Goldilocks.
69%.
10 to 11, 1,000 net worth lead now for Aurora as we wait for them to ramp up to the next team fight. You know what's funny? All of these carries and none of them are good at doing Roshan.
Deuce's pretty good because she just guarantees the fight. You know, like I'm not saying it's fast, but she's a very good Roche fighter.
Sure, she's a good Roche fighter. She's not a good Roche.
By the way, Manta on cooldown here as those illusions were being used to farm, so he is... What? You got X tapped? Okay, whatever. He's dead. That's the important part here. Another 5-man gank for Aurora. Using this Bat Rider. It's been a clunky game, but it is working for them. We have not seen a lot of anti-mage doing anti-mage things.
Which part? Like ratting or killing Dusa?
Both, honestly.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like XXS is creating the deep lane pressure. Like he's getting picked off on his safest camp on the map, right? That's just not good. You're gonna lose a lot of net worth off this kill. Whereas if he was killing a tier 2 top, he gets picked off, okay, whatever. You can push out the other side of the map, you kill some mobs, get some wards.
Sure, you could say space for my real carry.
Yeah. This is a little too defensive, and they're gonna get punished for it as Aurora swing this to a 4K gold lead.
Okay, he's got the butterfly. Surely you feel way stronger than Xtreme.
Yeah, you do.
You just forced the Roshan, right?
You want to do it in the next 3 minutes or so here, yeah. You have that Torrent Storm as well. Like, their Roche fighting is superb.
Yeah, the only scary thing is Supernova, but if you're the one in the pit, I feel like it's easier.
The Supernova, though, the thing is, if Supernova goes off and Stone Gaze is still available or going off at the same time, you just man up and kill the egg.
Yeah.
And you're freezing everybody else. And there isn't really an interrupt for that. You can't go in and pulverize during the Stone Gaze. So that's I don't know if DY maybe has to play the egg a little slow, let the fight develop. He's been insta-casting them as that's how XG likes to play around this hero.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's actually going to work out in most of these situations. There's enough attack speed on Aurora's side. If they pop the ults and run in with Torrent Storm Stone Gaze, this egg is gone. There's nothing you can do. I hate this taunt.
The push forward. You hate all taunts.
That's right.
What's Q gonna find? Oh, jabs, breaks that Linken's. Now it's an opportunity while that Linken's is down for Q to try and go for the lasso.
Almost arrowed the courier.
Staying within the ward sentry range. They see the AM, grab him immediately. Do they have enough burst damage? Not really. XM jumped in and did the pulverize. Immediately got Stone Gaze down. Now he's down to half health. Now the Supernova goes in. They're going to focus on it.
That's
and
Sunray.
it's so dead. The Sunray's doing a decent amount. The other carries are into the mix. They're on top of 23. 23, the Mana Void goes off. Not quite enough damage. What a beautiful torrent, though. XXS jumping for 23, who's now completely burned out of mana, but the Frostbite is stopping him from hitting 23. They're going back in on all of their cores, but they're all dying to commit to 23. He's somehow still alive. No mana. It's a problem. He'll die, but they get 4 in return. Primal Beast almost died there as well. That was insane how long 23 lived.
How did he survive so long?
I don't know.
I guess Borum, right? This Borum did so much work for them this fight. Torrent Storm, you have to go in. This Egg Sunray is nasty here. It actually lived a lot longer than I thought it was. But you don't have the Primal Beast in there while the Egg's going off. You did wait out that Stone Gaze. But the real tale here is Lornoff. He gets a full duration link onto this Lifestealer. He's hitting like a truck right here. That's 250 sapped out. He's just an absolute beast. And he would have got XM if he doesn't get fogged there.
Yeah. One part, like Ame, he got the infest to get away from the link, but then he popped out. He still doesn't have any damage. So the couple of swipes he did to the Dusa just didn't really do anything. And he's facing up against Butterfly.
That's a tough fight for XG, honestly. I'm surprised they... I'm like surprised and not surprised they did as well as they did. I don't know how, but I guess it's just Aurora living so long there, because the way that fight developed, I think, was not good for Aurora. They got the Stone Gaze out early, the Primal lives, then you're able to re-engage with your 2 carries plus the egg. I think in theory that's the type of fight setup XG want, but again, you're doing it into this really strong Butterfly Medusa timing. The Razor with BKB is near invincible in that type of exchange.
Is he going Locket? Oh yeah, he is. He's going Holy Locket on the Phoenix, so he is going to play more around the Sunray like you were talking about.
I think the Sunray is very strong here. And again, this is not a game you want to just aggressively force the egg. So it makes some sense, but that item is very weak. Now, it can be good in these situations where you're guaranteed to get value out of your heal, which I think he is here for the most part. But it also puts more emphasis on winning these carry man fights right now. And you have double Lincolns that just came out. It's going to be a big surprise factor for XM trying to charge in. Those mana voids later on. You throw a mana void on a Lincoln's here, you're going to be a little sad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You've got 2 of them to back it up. We saw how long 23 lived there.
XM completing his Ags means a lot more damage, though.
Definitely helps.
So even if he doesn't get the pulverize, he at least is contributing to the team fight in other ways.
Timely BKB finish for Jabs. Really strong on the front line right now. Again, how do you start these fights if you're XG? That has been the biggest problem for them. The fight starting for Aurora, super straightforward. Find a lasso, drag him, and you have all the AoE. On the flip side, you do not want to just charge this Primal in. It's pretty weird. Just land an arrow on the bat.
It's on the Bat Rider. They don't know who it is, though. They have to break the smoke. And so they're not going to jump. Playing for Radiant Roshan. I mean, the one way to start fights is if they can get to Ags on Animage, right?
Yeah, it's big.
Then the Medusa can't frontline as easily.
It's also a vision mechanism. Way to drain some mana, some long-range poke, something their lineup lacks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one way to shift this back in your favor a little bit, or at least have some gameplay before that clash starts. He's just relatively poor. I mean, downside of no Battle Fury, right? You're just not clearing through as much. So maybe he's not as poor for this type of build, but where you're used to seeing AMs.
Sure. He's just 500 gold ahead of Jabs, the opposing offlaner, for a reference. Just gonna keep chucking, throwing arrows out. Somebody's got to go with some of these. Yeah, I was waiting for XXS to go up to top, because why not? You're an AM. You can do this split pushing. It's not like Aurora's gonna go and take Roshan really quickly. They do not have that kind of power.
They can push up, though. And again, look for the lasso. These arrows been pretty on point.
Aurora's going to look to take this fight because they have amp damage on Lornoff. So they want to make use of this.
They can use it to Rosh, too.
Force the Roshan and see what Xtreme does in return.
I don't know if I mean, the split push play makes sense, but you gave Aurora a position around the pit, which is where their lineups are really happy. Arrow will help stun Rosh. So Moonlight Shadow is going to be the answer, but they have all the vision in the world.
Q sees the heroes approaching, makes the run for it, doesn't actually hit the flame break, gets grabbed. He's fine though, he has BKB, arrow comes out, actually hits the Medusa. Lasso's gonna pull back the Primal Beast, they're gonna start draining onto him. All that damage being soaked up, Lornoff getting bigger and bigger with the X pullback, they easily bring down that Primal Beast. Ame tries to get into the mix, but the Torrent Storm scares him back almost immediately. They stay outside of the range of the Supernova.
I mean, you're gonna have to try and steal the Aegis here.
It's only option. T-Line getting a little vision. Ame getting into the pit now. Oh, he got onto the Medusa and blew her up so easily. Roshan's about to die. Who's going to get the agent? It's going to be DY who managed to pick it up. Lornoff and Jabs. Jabs going to be left behind. He ends up dying. The Phoenix does lose that Aegis. Chasing after him, XXS, and he's got Ame inside of him right now, so he could definitely catch up to Lornoff, I think.
Yeah, they're going to catch him here.
Can he get the one hit that he needs to slow him down?
The
there
frenzy.
it is. Ghoul Frenzy slows him down, and they've got him dead. Aurora thought they had that, but XXS, how did he get into that pit and kill the Dusa so easily?
1,300 damage off that Mana Void. He just walks in. The illusions get pushed off, but he does not. And that is all you need in this game. That one connection does so much work. The BKBs are running out. Don't have that Stone Gaze for the end of that pit fight. Somehow DY is the fastest clicking hero here.
Is under attack.
You know what? They need Shard desperately on Kunkka. Like, you need as many forms of disable against the AM in the AM versus Dusa matchup.
But that was the fight he just finished BKB for. So.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
And now you have the Ags on the Anti-Mage. A lot more net worth on that Mirana as Jin Q continues to just build all the utility here. Greaves, Vessel, Lotus. So that Lotus is already done for the Mirana. An extra tool to throw onto these three frontliners, I should say. He's huge. He's got the Philly running. And this utility is nice versus lineup because you can just wear them out of damage. The only real scaling damage in the fight is the Dusa Razor here. All this magic is just going to get thrown into a lineup where you have Anti-Mage, you have Lifestealer with Rage, you have extra Infest HP, the highest strength gain hero in the Primal. Hard to win these fights off nukes alone. You need to connect the right-click damage, and that means the Razor Medusa being able to stay on their ground.
Now he gets the defusal.
Dire's top tower.
This is a very scary period for Aurora to try and push through this and get to the next Roche, because they need these Aegises to try and end the game. Put an Aegis on the Medusa, you're not as scared about this Mana Void.
Infest gank. TP to bottom lane where Jabs is pushing it out. He's going to TP out ahead of them. But they might still get something. Looks like Q spotted. Primal Beast will grab him. No problem. So Xtreme now up by 6K. They're going to get another Aghanim Scepter here. Another spicy one. I was wondering, Lifestealer versus Dusa, what do you really build up? And it's been kind of the normal stuff. Armlet, Radiance. They got a Lincoln's because of the Razor. But now, Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant
And they already had two Halberds between the Primal and the Anti-Mage. So, yeah, this is a lot of evasion, right? You have double Halberd, Elven Tunic on some of these heroes. Then you add that Radiance Burn on top of it.
Another way to break the link as well. Like you're one-on-one against Razor. You can just hop inside the Razor.
There's a lot of disarm and evasion mechanisms going for Xtreme right now. They've itemized really well to just make this Medusa's life as miserable as possible. And then as a byproduct, you're making the Razor's life harder as well. These things all overlap.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is
Time
under
for some
attack.
tier 4s. Time for XM. He can use his BKB and try and onslaught his way out of here.
Actually traded BKBs with Jabs. Not even necessarily that sad about that.
Yeah, why did Jabs use his?
I think he was trying to run and get a follow-up X. Not able to connect it, and I mean, now XG are kind of cruising here. In control of the map. Their carries are getting big. Have the utility for the Razor and the Medusa. MKB for 23. That is absolutely necessary here.
The way things are going, though, it's going to be a while until he gets it. Gem pickup for the Bat Rider. I mean, there is a lot of aggressive vision that they're probably going to have to contend with the way that Xtreme owns the map right now.
They're just farming, waiting for the next Roche. See what Aurora can get in that meantime to try and prepare for that fight. A refresher for Lornoff would be big. Would be really big here. He's the one hero that I don't think they can focus down that fast. So he should have a pretty free fight in terms of getting links off. You get that refresher, you get 2 links, 2 of these storms going. Might just carry that fight.
Radiant's middle tower.
Why are all games going late now? Right? Like, there was a general trend last year of, like, games were going a bit later, and the Game of Gladiators came in. We're like, we're going to play, you know, 25-minute Dota.
Dire are scanning.
And it worked for a bit, but we've kind of gone back to average game length being like 40, 45 minutes, right?
Oh, they found the Razor.
Lordoff is the perfect target for them to get first. Stonegaze goes out trying to stop these heroes from going onto the Razor. It actually latches onto the Primal Beast for now. Can't really... Oh, the lasso comes a little bit too late. They had the static link on him. But now, without that, Lordoff doesn't feel strong enough to keep going. And XXS goes straight in there, blinking after these heroes. They're still trying to fight. Lornoff comes in with another plasma field, but I don't think you want to keep taking this one. Refresh, maybe a second round of his ultimate. XXS is running low on HP. Onslaught's on out of there. They can't really fight into Ame right now. He's chomping on a jabs. Mana Void goes off and pops jabs in the process. 23 is totally out of mana. He's using that disperser and keep running, though. Even through the open wounds, they can't catch up to him.
That was an absurdly chaotic fight. All these carries just mashing into each other, and almost nothing happened as a result somehow. This Primal Beast is absurdly tanky without that MKB on the Dusa. There's the MKB. I think XM dies if they had that on 23 in that fight. With the lasso drag back, you had Freezing Field zoning some heroes. Egg zones Aurora away from that high ground. And Ame, he gets a decent amount of damage in, but can't really clean anybody up here. Just trading out the deeps. I mean, that's a almost 30,000 damage fight and you killed 1 hero.
Yeah, it's
pretty absurd.
I mean, this is just a draft thing, right? You run double carries on both sides of the map, and then you also have cores that are pretty tanky as well.
I do think this MKB timing is really important for Aurora, though, because your Medusa's not going to get too much stronger in this game. You can get a Divine later, you can get some Bloodthorn action, I don't know, whatever he wants, but in terms of changing how these fights are going damage-wise, this is a power spike. You need to make it work into this next Roche before this AM and Lifestealer both just get fully kitted in. I mean, maybe Razor can make up some of that scale, but the way these fights are going, it looks like it's just very dangerous. That AM goes in. If he finds the big mana void, that fight could just collapse instantly. Very spooky.
I mean, the Razor is going to hit a really big bump when he gets that 25 talent.
That is also true. Yeah, this hero scales very hard. We're seeing this hero kind of surge back in the meta. And it's for good reason. His scale's still very solid. He punishes a lot of these melee heroes. His itemization is a lot better now. You were asking why these games are going later. Benefits heroes like Razor. Well, I mean, 2 big reasons, right? Aura's got nerfed, and Zoo got nerfed.
Okay.
The 2 biggest factors driving those games being really fast for the past 2 years was Zoo offlaners pushing the tempo really hard. They're also some of the best Aura buyers, but Aura's also let you push objectives, go higher on it, and compound your advantage a lot more. 10k gold lead with individual items, not going to go high ground. 10k gold lead with auras backing up a Alchemist or Terrorblade, it goes high ground.
Sure.
So as some of these auras get nerfed, as some of the Zoo is just completely gone, you're back in this meta where you have a bunch of single target damage cores, people itemizing a bit more greedily. It's not universally true, but on average it's slightly more true, and it just prolongs games because you're better at killing and fighting than you are pushing. As we see here, what is the path to victory for both these teams? It's killing each other. Killing the enemy carries. You're not just going to hit a timing and then, oh, let's go down a lane, guys. I have my halberd.
Arrow trying to get some vision around here. They got the Wisdom Rune. It's not enough for level 25 on Lornoff, but he is close. He is so close.
He wants it before the next fight. That'll also coincide with his refresher coming off cooldown. And you're kind of just praying it's a long Roshan spawn. Roshan is up, by the way. This is a situation where XG could just do it. They're instead going to force the fight.
Okay, they got the level 25 on the Razor, so they're good to go there. Level 25 is almost here for a couple other heroes, though. Ame being the one likely to get it first.
Well, they're going to smoke to the rune. They still have a bottle on the Razor. He's going to get a shield rune. He might be the strongest hero in the game right now.
Yeah, I mean, with a shield rune,
Yeah, I think he
absolutely.
is. So damn tanky, does so much damage, and the damage that he's stealing, the attack speed he's stealing, is debilitating for these heroes if he can land it on the AM or the lifestealer here.
I mean, this is one of those games that is very decision heavy, right? Like the decision that Lornoff makes when he links and who he links is so important, because if he screws up one of those links, I think it just kills your team fight.
And you're going to have to rely on the refresh in the round, too. Very dependent on who this bat grabs as well, because if you grab somebody, you pull them in, which was XM last fight, you do have to kind of link that target. Illusions getting thrown out. Very obnoxious.
They just don't have the damage to kill him quickly, so they are fully valuable. Want to micro that one? No? Okay. Except just charges into the trees, immediately pops. Lornoff is here on the front lines with the shield runes, so
Arrow on 23.
This one. Arrow is on 23, and the
full duration.
Oh, it's going to be a mana void. It's going to be a big one. He pops the BKB, doesn't actually quite die, and he managed to get off the stone gaze too. Somehow they weren't able to execute him, and now they're able to turn around. AM is dead. Ami's trying to make his way back. You try to get in there, but it's not going to work. They still have to back out, though, with 23 having no mana and Lornoff no longer having his BKB. The XM Primal Beast is a terror, and he is beasting down Lornoff right now, trying to Manta dodge. It's not going to work for you. You can drain the damage, but it'll come eventually for you. A third hero in Ollie will close out the fight. A 1-for-3 exchange. Maybe they don't kill the deuce up, but it does break Aurora all the same.
I mean, what is there to say, right? Hit arrow, win fight. Jin Q, man don't need no setup. Makes his own setup. I'm just going to land a 5-second arrow on enemy carry, guys. Good, go win the fight for me, thank you.
What a monster.
That was just nasty. Now, some of that was set up by sending the AM illusions in, pushing Aurora back from that spot, doing a little vision scouting, but that is just a sick arrow. And this, even though you don't kill 23 there, the fact he's out of mana, that's good enough for the rest of the course to win the fight. Still a good turn by Aurora to make the most out of a rough situation. You're linking the Primal, not the best target to get the damage from, but it does power the Razor up here, and then you're able to turn all that damage into the Anti-Mage when he gets Lotus lassoed here. And at this point, the fight doesn't necessarily look so bad for Aurora, but 23 cannot turn. He does not have the mana capacity to fight these cores, and then you're just in a situation where you have to run. The Razor's already used everything, and man, XM has been a beast in these engagements. They just don't have an answer for him.
And he's only getting stronger, has a Shivas now. Oh my god.
Yeah, he took a aesthetics cap. He has like 50 innate base regen, just running around in these fights, living forever off the uproar. Defense capability, getting the damage out off the Ags. Like you said, now he has the armor and on top of the evasion to go into it. This hero is so damn tanky right now. I don't really know how you kill him outside of you have Eye of the Storms melting his armor and then 2 of your cores laying into him.
Yeah. I mean, that was the time that they kind of did it when he dove into the tier 2 bottom on Aurora. Right, dove in. Lasso came a little late, but they did manage to basically Eye of the Storm zap him for quite a bit.
That's the type of situation you need. But I don't think, for example, you can lasso him first, especially with aesthetics cap, but even without it, I don't think you want to go on this Primal. It's not going to end well for you.
I mean, they just have a damage problem. I think the only solution is Divine Rapier for 23. This guy is just not enough of a threat.
Maybe. Refresher on DY? Okay. 2 eggs. More protein than 1 egg.
What's the Q doing? He's got to cut
a
away.
little scouting. It's almost level 25 on the Primal, too. Got a lot of XP off that fight. Chasing down this level 25 Razor.
3 minutes with an Aegis. Can you go high ground against Batrider Kunkka, though? I mean, Batrider Dusa is also a problem, right? You hit the last, you pull them into tier 4s, but then they also get Stone Gaze stunned at the end of it.
If I'm Aurora, I'm not opposed to Lincoln's Break dragging this Lifestealer back. Yeah, if they want to siege it. I don't think that's a bad fight setup. They're going to try and protect him here, Lotus.
Lotus and Lincoln's. How you gonna? Oh, XM is just in like that. My God.
This might be a little too manly.
Now they're gonna go ahead. Yeah, if he's gonna dive in that deep, you could certainly last.
Never mind, he's literally a god.
Yeah, Jesus, he is only down to half HP right now. Japs is still trying to chase after him. Now the Supernova goes down. Ame's chasing after these heroes. Looks like XXS got to the Dusa. Pops his BKB, full sends it, and kills Dusa. And that kind of kills the team fight for Aurora. Doesn't matter if they're fighting into your tier 4s, basically.
What a Giga Chad play. Just blinks past. Ame's like, yo, guys, I'm going to siege this tower. Throw a Lotus Orb on me out. Leroy Jenkins! It's Primal Beast time! Just hurls himself in there.
And he's doing it again because no Dusa, no Batrider. No problem.
They fed him the cheese as well, or he had it, so just instant refill.
They're just going to end the game. AC on the Mirana.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Add a bit more armor to this front line. If XM was unkillable before, he has shown us he is indeed unkillable in this game.
Well, you have a buyback on the Batrider. You're going to need some sort of lasso and tidal wave into Fountain to be able to hold this one. You've waited so long. A little bit of pullback there. Nothing major. Thrown down to half HP. They got to get in there soon. While Pulverize continues to slam down jabs. The rest of the team, Ame's just laying into the throne. He says this game is all over for you, Aurora.
That was a Lotus Ag Lasso, by the way. So XM at the end, he gets 2 of them. Very happy about that ult going out. And XG pretty happy about that game. They got that last pick AM into Medusa.